All right, good morning traders and welcome to the Bookmap live trading webinar. This is Bruce at Bookmap. Today we have JTrader, a stocks trader. He will be looking at large cap and small cap. Bruce at Bookmap. Today we do this every Wednesday at 10 a.m. Usually he comes in a little bit later. I think he's coming in earlier today, so he should be here any minute. Typically we go over the S&P for a little bit before he comes in. So this is great. This is part of the education. You can peek over the shoulder of a professional stock trader and how they're using Bookmap and reading order flow. You guys know who JTrader is. I'll put his contact information here into the chat for you. I need to go through these risk disclosures. This is important so you understand what you're getting involved into, and then we're going to jump right into the live market. Okay, the general disclosure: all Bookmap Limited materials, information, and presentations are for educational purposes only and should not be considered specific investment advice nor recommendations. Live trading is in simulation demo paper trading mode and strictly for educational purposes. Live trading executed in simulation cannot accurately represent realistic trading performance. Risk disclosure: trading futures, equities, and digital currencies involves substantial risk of loss and is not suitable for all investors. An investor could potentially lose all or more than the initial investment. Risk capital is money that can be lost without jeopardizing one's financial security nor lifestyle. Only risk capital should be used for trading, and only those with sufficient risk capital should consider trading. Past performance is not necessarily indicative of future results. All right, so we'll wait for a moment here for JTrader, and we can see the 10 o'clock data here that we had. Here's the move to the downside. Beautiful example of how they start to pull liquidity here before the economic event. Good morning, Joseph. How are you? Can you hear me, Joseph?
Good morning, Bruce. How are you, buddy?
I'm good. I'm good. How are you?
Good, good. Just give me 1 second.
Okay.
Uh, okay, can I start screen sharing?
Yep. Start sharing, and then let me rebroadcast it here. There it is. Got it.
Okay. So just 1 second, traders. We'll start with the morning plan. What we have today. All right. So I couldn't hear, unfortunately, the first minutes that our host Bruce said, but the market on ES, I find it very choppy today, and I'm not having a clear direction to trade on big caps. I made a plan. My plan is for shorting the majority of the stocks based on my system. I still don't have any A+ setup to trade. This is, for example, yes, we can look at 10-day chart. And we had this trend line break this morning, and now it's rejecting. But we still didn't start with a trend. Okay, so I'm trying to be a little bit conservative. Also, traders, give us your views. If you're shorting, if you're longing, what you're following, just like, share with us. That's important. So I was looking at Tesla, and I shorted Tesla on the stuff at 769, 770. So you can see over here, and this is just a scalp into a liquidity pattern. Why I shorted these traders? Basically, like just now on TNXP, which I'm taking more fail short. We'll soon explain you. Why I shorted over here Tesla today. So we had this lateral sideways action. We have this uptrend line. And I'm going to show a 10-day chart. So this is what I'm looking now at Tesla, right? And now I know that it seems clearer. So what I'm doing over here, we have a big supply area from the previous weeks. We have a level of 770, which is a whole round dollar number. Price came to the 770, exactly here. It went above the 770. So what I did, I used Bookmap. And you can see over here, this is MBBO, right? So you can see over here, buyers in control, right? They tried over here to absorb buyers in control. You have a breakout, like often we will have. I mean, this market, more than rejections, is giving breakouts, right?
Yeah.
And then, where are the buyers? Buyers faded. So I look always over here with my current order book, the cumulative over here, and then we decided over here to short it. So I took the short and now I'm still holding the short, and we have this trend line. If you break this trend line, I'm already looking for buying 740 puts. Okay. And I can share my chart over here so you can see the executions. I will put in advanced room. Let me see advanced room over here. So that's my Tesla. All right. Looking for that main fade. Now, if we can break down this level 755, friends, we're going to go down huge. Next target will be the 730. Now I'm waiting again, pops, to do what? To short more, in this case, buy puts 740 on Tesla. Okay, traders, makes sense. So I'm collecting a little bit more right now on Tesla, and that's the move that I wanted. So I was patient all morning, and then I finally got it. Makes sense, the plan, traders. So stuff into resistance. This was in my plan this morning. In the plan over here, I was saying long setup only if we go above 780, and then confirm why rejection supply area. So on the 780, and we got a 770 supply area. This is a gray zone, rejection, plus trend break, looking to short and buy put 760. Now I still didn't buy puts. I only shorted the stock. And now I'm looking to buy puts if I have rejection pops using order flow, and then looking for the 730, 740. We'll buy 740 puts, 740, 745. Okay, so that's the plan. And I will stay right now on Tesla, being it's moving pretty good.
Yeah, beautiful move, Joseph.
Yeah, I was waiting, Bruce, all morning for this. And you know how many times, in the mind of a trader, you have like that idea, oh, I want to enter, I want to take the trade, I need to take a trade. But instead, if you take the trade and you have no A+ setup, what are you going to do? You're going to simply lose money. And the moment came when everything was aligned. Now, yesterday, traders, I need also time to time, let's say, I meet with Bruce, explain the new stuff. So he's a lot of knowledge. So really props to him. And we went over a few, I would say, main rules and parameters that it's very important to share over here during these webinars. And one of these main rules is giving the importance really of the price section and order flow, because we are talking about manipulation. And in last time, I remember one of the guys over here that asked a question. I mean, always ask questions, always. Even if, maybe I'm going to repeat it. It's always important. We're talking about, Jay, why don't you buy breakouts? Why? Okay, now, Bruce, let's remember this time. Okay, so this is the 1st June, our webinar. Why not buying breakout? This is the reason why we're not buying breakouts. Because if I buy a breakout, doesn't mean I'm never going to go long. No, lately in this, not big caps, but in small caps, the majority of my trades were longs, right? But when I see a pattern like this, and I don't see any kind of consolidation after this breakout, you can see that we have a breakout of 770, right away slams at 770. And now, if this would be a good breakout, it would continue, would probably hold 770, 770.50, and then start curl and go all the way up. But we didn't have this. So in my mind, I know that Tesla works like this. And you can tell me, Jay, you're just lucky. No, because even over here happened the same exact thing. All right. And it's just about repeating the patterns over and over and over. So you need one trade like this to make your day or to make even your week. All right, traders. Okay, now we're seeing rejections. I'm going to start looking at this on a 1 minute time frame. So we will see the price action live. If we have possibility of re-adding to the trade over here, my bear.
Yes.
So possible re-adds coming over here. I believe 750 is going to break down pretty good. What I like over here is the bear flag. So I added small to this position. So this is a bear flag that I like to trade. You see this bear flag, traders? If you see it, if you like the bear flag, just put like yes bear flag over here in the commentary, right? So write down these things. So when you go back and read the commentary and read all the comments below, you know what we have traded. This is a bear flag that I'm not really starting a new position, but I'm adding to my position. Okay. So I'm adding over here. And thank you, McLovin. So that's a point. That's a point. I'm looking at this bear flag. I see over here sellers jumping in. You can see over here really a clear break and then another clear break of 750 and then came back 750. I don't believe they're going to hold 750. For me, they're going to breeze down this again because it's rejecting this uptrend line. So possible over here more unwind. More unwind to where? I'm looking for that 730. And at the same time, I'm holding short HSDT, which is our early pre-market, and TNXP. If we have time, we're also going to cover these two. But I mean, right now, we're lucky to have like such an incredible day on the market at this time. Okay. Now, we spoke about who is in control. Okay. Now, look, traders, who is in control over here on Tesla. Once we broke the VWAP, this between 765, 764, sellers are in control. Everybody's stopping out. And if you look at this pattern over here on Bookmap, I mean, this seems a perfect wedge. After perfect wedge, we want to see a rejection and then more fade. Okay, so let's see if we're going to have this. This works good. You see it's far from there. So good morning, Doug. So Doug's asking over here, on your Tesla chart in toss, you are showing candle different shades of green and red. Is that included with tossers? It's a proprietary study, buddy. And it's back tested for Tesla over here. So mainly I just want to see in which cycle I am. If I am, for example, over here in this selling cycle or over here into this buy cycle. It's not really, big importance for me. It just like gives me an idea. But if I have to tell you how much important that is in my trading, I would say like maybe 5%, maybe. So what I like over here, traders, is this rejection. So adding more onto this Tesla over here, because we are rejecting the bear flag. So I'm looking over here for a nice, huge, sweet unwind. There we are. Okay, so what gives me confirmation right now? The size of those sellers, the size of those dots over here.
Very good.
And there we are. Now time to take a little bit of profit, just to trim a little bit. So we start over here from a fake out, right? This is what I call it FFT. And then over here, we started with a trend break. And then over here with the BF, which is not body fat, right? It's bear flag. You're welcome anytime. And now what I'm doing, I'm passing to a higher time frame. So I'm going to a 10 days again, and we can go to a 10-minute chart, 15-minute chart, 30-minute chart, the one that really you prefer. And I'm looking for the next demand zone. So the next demand zone was around 733. You can see this area over here, right? This was a main support. Now what I'm going to do, I'm going to double check if this area is also on Bookmap. And we have a main support 730, 735. So I know that between 730, 735, I can have over here a bounce. If we clear this 746 right now, straight down to this area. That is my goal. $735 breakdown again. We broke the 746. So, and you can see that we're having over here a big red candle, a second big red candle on a 10-minute chart. Again, you can watch this on a 15 minutes, 30 minutes. I don't really care as long as that trend line break is confirmed. So some over here, I believe more than buyers over here. This is just my personal opinion. Some covers, okay, some covers. Maybe also some dip buyers because they're looking at 744. But I don't see enough strength over here to make it bounce. So right now I'm thinking about, in case things go wrong, I have to have a risk management where I'm going to trail. What I'm going to mean like my trailing stop. And I've started looking at the previous support resistance level. So we're going to go back to a 1-minute chart. We have this small resistance over here, 748, 750. That is going to be my trail. In the meantime, over here, I longed TNXP. So we're going to talk about this later. I need to put the NXP traders over here. So I've been shorting this all morning, but now I longed it. I want to show you a different, let's say, stock, right? So we are trading now something that was simply fading, and I'm trading long this over here. I enter around 356. My risk, I said, is 349, 350. What I'm looking over here is another fake layer out, right? So TNXP has an agenda. The news is not that strong. We have an uptrending ascending triangle, uptrending trend line over here. So let's see my long. Why I longed? Dipping the VWAP, dipping those J lines, high volume coming in, selling partial over here on the ask 364. Now risking break even. And you can see buyers stepping in. That's ripping, selling more 368. And now just risking break even. Risk-free trade for me. And like this, you start, there we are, 775, selling over here, selling everything, still 390, home run for me, reshorted the top 385, reshorted more 389. So scalping over here at the top, having a tight risk because I know I can rip even more. So I started very, very small, shorting the stop over here in exhaustion. Let's see if we can have a little bit of fader, 386, 380, 387. So we have some bids over here, 387 that they went. Okay, now risking break even, looking if I can take that fail. All out. So I took a partial, just everything out for me. Killer long. As again, I'm gonna trade, share my trade. So short and long. So this is TNXP. All right. So looking basically for these dips in the uptrend line, start curling higher low, higher volume coming in and then rip to the upside. Okay, and just this in front of you guys, having my strategy, looking for order flow. I don't care right now if it will fade. I took my profit for the day. I have a resistance at 4, so ideally I would like to shorten a fake out at 4. But again, I want to show something. This is what I wrote before. So you can see that I alerted before what I was going to do. We were talking about TNXP, right? And I said, probably is going to go for a breakout. And then we're going to have a distribution. I will be selling above pre-market highs, then shorting for the fade again. Why? Because the market right now is, I would say, supporting a setup that is this over here, right? So this is a little bit of guiding you in the price section of this market. And this is generally what the market is doing right now. So it opens, we have a first pop near the pre-market high, at the pre-market high, or above the pre-market high, right? And then you can see what? You can see that it starts like consolidating over here. Okay? Start consolidating, higher lows, booms. And then distribution pattern, then it fails. Okay. And now you see over here this. So this is the pre-market high. This level over here, this dotted. So you have a fake out, higher lows, just like I explained over here, higher lows. This is called accumulation over here in the dips. So they form a first base, second base, and then they rip it, and then they rip it. So you can see exactly the same picture. And what I do after, I use Bookmap for my timing. Okay, so now let's see over here. I put some limits at 387 to short. Possible wash. Okay, so this is really what I wanted to learn from these days together. I wanted to put both things together so you can understand the price section. Let me see if I can do it. I'm not too good on this tech stuff. So sorry if I cannot do this perfectly. We'll share this in the Bookmap room. Okay. So the same scenario, right, that we had these days on a lot of these stocks, we had it today right now on TNXP. Let me share over here. Okay. All right. So this is price action manipulation in small cap land. Again, I put some limits over here to 87. Don't follow me because I'm up huge for the day. I'm using a correct risk management. I'm downsizing a lot right now. So in case I take a stop, will be probably around 10%, not even, maybe a 5% of my entire P&L. And don't follow me on this over here, okay? It's high risk. Generally, it tends to form a distribution above this pre-market high, which is this level, that can last even 40, 50 minutes.
Yeah, beautiful trading, Joseph.
Thank you. Thank you. So we're looking really for these extension plays, and only when I start seeing, I would say, dilution, they start using their shelf dumping, big hands like taking profit. I then start looking for a distribution pattern, and then I start looking for a short. Ideally, the short will be on a lower high. So I don't really want to, unless it goes parabolic like I did before, I tried over here to grab and then stop break even. Otherwise, I'm not really looking over here to short right now. Let's wait. Just have a feeler, okay? I have a feeler 387. It's a feeler. Feeler means like, you go to dinner and you just like take a grissino, like a breadstick. So each time we get to this 395, I see a rejection. I saw the same thing this morning over here. So when we were going to this 370, each time we went to this 370, I saw rejection. You see over here, it came up. This was this morning. You see, it came up to this 370. Boom, fail.
Yeah.
Let's over here. I'm still with a feeler. I will explain if I'm going to stop my feeler. It can go up even 30, 40 cents, and I will lose like ridiculously small. I'm still holding Tesla. I'm still holding HSDT. So it came to that 4, but we didn't have a fake out. So I'm waiting for the possible fake out. Buyers are still in control over here. Remember, when we'll have like the margin calls over here, now we don't have like on crypto the liquidation indicator, but when I will see like some shorts to be stopped out, then I'm gonna load the bull short. And then I load it right now at 398 short. So my stop right now will be 4. I loaded 398 short, traders. Why? Fake out of the 4. I want to see this closing below 390. I can even put my stop right now 397, 398. So I loaded 398 as I said. Fake out of the 4. Waiting the moment. First pattern over here of dilution. Now we are below the 390. You can see over here again, like we saw before, right? We saw over here this stuff, and now we saw over here this stuff. So good for me. And now I need this to go directly to 370. Okay, so a lot of risk management over here. Remember, I had a feeler and then I said I loaded. So my average is very, very high right now. And I'm risking break even. So I'm gonna stay with this 396 and 50. If it goes break even, who cares? So still a little bit buyers. We have a formation over here of a possible pennant. Okay, got my break even, I'm fine. Okay, I didn't risk anything, I'm fine. Let it go for more. Maybe we're going to have another retest of 4. I'm fine. Risk management out. It's a very important factor over here when you trade this stuff because the volume is very high right now. I'm looking over here how they're like pushing this to 4 again. Secondary rejection over here. We have to look for those, one. Small,
Yeah.
right?
Baby.
Yeah. I'm still looking at Tesla. I'm still on Tesla traders. I'm not updating. I just want to focus with you on the start price action. And now you see, big seller jumped in. So it came to a second time at 4. And you know what are these two spikes over here? Exhaustion on the move, exhaustion on the top over here. Okay, still not a backside. We just have like for now sellers at that top. My beer.
Yeah.
Holding a 390. Remember before we had like some hidden buyers and exhaustion to the downside and then bounce back up. If we break over here, there we are. I was just saying if we break 387, 388, possible wash. Okay. I'm not in this one. I'm not in, but there's a big chance this will go down below 370. This is one of the wedge patterns. Actually, sorry. Wedge patterns that I look for, right? HSDT is bouncing. So look over here right now, traders. Micro support before 380, all right? So let's make over here one step back. News comes out. First dip, accumulation. Second push, dip, accumulation. Third push, some distribution. We need to crack this area. Remember, generally distribution will be like this, and then we fail. So to make also things easier, what we're going to do over here, we're going to put our levels of supply and demand that often correspond to Bookmap. So these are the areas that I'm looking right now. These 3 main areas. Okay, I don't really care now for the areas down here. This is what TNXP is doing. Point A, B, C, D, and so on. You can see over here how it goes up. So we'll take a scalp below over here, 382 for a short, because this is going to wash pretty quick. So 382 on a crack, we'll take a short scalp on TNXP. Tesla over here, missed the ad at 746. TNXP bouncing, still not giving me the entry. Not adding, sorry, not shorting over here. Was waiting for this what? Bear flag pattern. See over here.
Mm.
740 traders Tesla still holding over here. From our entry at 767
Till they're 740.
and as at 751. So just gonna pass fast to Tesla. Remember, we shorted this morning. We had the first setup over here. Then we shorted over here more. Sorry, we shorted over here more. Now I'm holding over here. Another bear flag, right? So that's our trade. That's what we're holding. Now we got to the previous resistance on 10XP. The two over here pushing.
Yeah.
A lot of patience when you trade. 738 on Tesla. I'm gonna keep this 1 second. I think it's very important to look at Tesla. So beautiful bear flag again. Sellers in control. Nothing to say. We're gonna bring this to our target 733. Remember 733 TP Tesla. All right. Yeah, no crazy support over here, 740. We can still go down, as we said before, between the 730 and 735. So again, what we're gonna put, 10-day chart, 10 minutes. You can use a 10, 15, 20 minutes, whatever you prefer, okay? I'm just doing this to see the previous levels, to show you that we broke that support, and to show you that we broke that trend line. Therefore, I expect a little bit more from this. Possible another bear flag formation. Just look at Bookmap. I don't really need to look at the chart right now, okay? We have over here some small bounce. See is consolidating on this support 740. And now I'm waiting for this break to the downside over here. Some bounce over here, some good volume on Tesla. Previous resistance was 742, 743. So I'm looking at this level over here. If we can have a rejection, and my last trailing will be the 748. That's my last trailing. We are above that resistance. We'll trail a little bit more if we go above 745. Let's see, possible weakness over here below 743 and a little bit of wash. Okay, taking some trailing out on Tesla. And the remaining part of Tesla will hold it above 748. So in the meantime, we're looking also at the NXP. So you remember before when I told you risk management,
Yeah.
and how that is important. That's the way, okay, that I like to use my risk management. So we were longing, we took this big push, and then over here I took a scalp short, and nothing. Now it's pushing up again. I missed the secondary long, and I'm simply waiting, okay? Not really a big fan right now shorting this with 1.5 million volume. Look at this volume, traders. We're talking about 1.5 million per minute. Or 35 over here, still extending more TNXP. Remember, you always have to know where's the previous resistance. Okay, and we have this main level over here, 480. So I'm looking for 480 over here. Steady constant trend over here. So we have TNXP high volume, holding above pre-market highs right now. So not looking for a D pattern, which is a distribution pattern, and waiting sidelines. Okay, but I think it's very important to look at the tape together. Meanwhile, I'm short HSDT, and it's working pretty good. This morning I short over here around 270. I added in 250s. I added in 240s. You can see over here big selling pressure. Some good washes over here. I think we can put the sweeps indicator. I put it this morning. I don't know why it went away. Okay. Let me see if it went. No, didn't go.
Oops, indicate.
Okay, now it went. So you can see sweep indicator over here on these big washes. That's nice, like it. Waiting 480 on TNXP. So first over here, lower low on TNXP. First the lower low into liquidity area 450, 440, dips holding. Big soak at 447, but it's still pushing a lot of buyers over here. So we're gonna wait for that 480. I took just now another short on Tesla. So Tesla breakdown. So I'm looking over here, the price to hold below 748 and 80, 749. Having a tight stop over here. So if price not working, already out. No, didn't work, simply cut it right away. If now I have a rejection, I will re-enter. If it goes up, that's it. Not looking to quit it again. So TNXP is sideways. We need to see a break on 747. We had over here, traders, we have a possible reversal pattern on Tesla. So retook another short. Let's see if I get filled over here in the ask. 749s. Risking very small, and I'm not really loading at 1050 anymore size like at the gate like I did before. But if I see over here that the price was stall, then I'm looking for this unwind and a breakdown this 747, 748. So mostly scalping right now, lower size. So working, taking off 746 partials. Like to see over here when I jump in, sellers in control. So TNXP traders, what we said, remember what we said. What price did I say to look for a short? What price did I say to look for a short? I said, let's start looking for 480. The only reason that I will start shorting I didn't call this trade. I will share after. I shorted with average 461 after this reversal candle. I want to alert these trades, high risk, and then I know that a lot of traders will just like listen and follow us, and they don't know that for me it's not a full size trade, it's a smaller trade versus what I traded before. So even if I take out red, that's still part of my risk management. Right now we have this big parabolic move into a daily level. Let's see if we can have a lower high and then some form of distribution pattern, and then we're gonna go down. Well, nice parabolic. We cleared this 450, but we went into the daily level. You can see over here, the top, 480 resistance, lower high again, boom, wash. So possible more unwind over here. Now to this previous support 420. See, the sellers right now are jumping in. All these are sweep indicator washes, right? From 450 down to the 440, from 455 down to the 438.
The sweeps indicator is amazing.
Yeah.
It's the size that is just sweeping is just unbelievable.
Yeah. Now we're talking, Bruce, about a stock that floated multiple times this morning, and it seemed like, having a ton of volume, really a ton of volume over here.
Yeah.
And this stock likes to, by stats, likes to close red on the day. So it generally tends to fail. This is a good parabolic move. This is a very good level. See over here if we have this up. Okay.
Yeah.
Micro support at 436. If we break this 436, we're going to have another wash on TNXP. Traders, be ready. Washing coming. I like this rejection over here. Possible 436, 437 breakdown wash. And this will wash pretty good. At least I would like to see a 420 fast. So breakdown on this 436. There's really a fight over here between buyers and sellers. So right now what I'm doing, I'm holding over here the trade on TNXP. I'm holding the trade on 8 SDT. I'm flat on Tesla. So waiting for the swash, you can see that they try to make it bounce, but sellers are in control. Definitely. Look, this order, there we are. Took my ad right now. Let's see if I'm gonna have a wash. My point is now that I add a lower, I'm gonna risk maximum break even. So if this stock turns back to the upside, for example, we had 2 fake breakdowns over here, right? I added my short, so I don't have my average anymore in the 460. My average right now is 451. So in case I have to go back 451, I will decide to close a break even. You see, it's not really washing, it's holding, right? It's holding over here. So careful when you do this. You're trying to attack again that support. So looking for that wash. So a lot of traders ask me, do you think it will wash? I see over here some DMs. What I think is not important. I'm looking what the order flow is telling me, what the price action is telling me over here. So we have a very good high chance this washes, okay? But I have to follow the chart. So if the chart reverses on me, I'm gonna stop out in the money, okay? But over here, we have a high chance this will wash. It just has to clear that moment that longs will be exhausted. Longs are exhausted. They cannot hold this anymore. Boom, wash. And they're going to sell with stop loss, and this will flush down 20 cents. That's a possible scenario. So you see, they're still like trying to push on this low, but again, somebody over there is eating. Somebody over there is still holding. You see, it's not fluent. They remove over here some liquidity at 430. Even Mama Bear is in.
Yeah.
She got in at 438, risking 447. Okay, right now what I think is not washing. Somebody's buying these dips, is holding up these dips. So I have to be conservative, right? So I added over here 437. It basically came back above the 437. I'm not gonna stay over here doing nothing, and that goes back to break even. So above 440, we'll trade a little bit more. It's always in the money, it's always profit. Okay, so I'm giving myself rules. Okay. 440. So I trail a little bit more right now on TNXP money. Mabir is looking for a general rejection on Tesla. I'm looking for a react on HSDT. But again, I want to continue explain over here TNXP. Parabolic move. We took the first main long, waited for this parabolic. We stabbed some short over here in the 460. Why? Parabolic and sellers in control after this peak daily level. So what I'm using over here, trader, is the daily level chart. As I said before, I showed you. Just put in the comments over here below if this is clear. Even on YouTube, just write it's clear. 480, that's my level. And then if this level is, we say compromise, we go to the next one, I will look for, of course, the 5. And I'm going to look for this dip, 557. Then I'm going to look for this main support, 637. And then I'm going to look for this level over here, around 790. And so on, so on. So I saw this, I saw the parabolic, I saw the big soaking over here, right? This big soak and lower high, sellers in control. Okay, let's trade some short. Okay, more sellers over here in TNXP. Tesla, Mabi already got in short around 751. And again, you can see somebody over here is holding. So it washes to that 430, boom, back up. It washes each time to this level, 430. We have some buyer. Okay, you can see him over here. So this is our support zone. This is the demand zone right now.
Yeah.
It's very, very tight over here to the upside, this 440. And we have a support over here, 425, still holding. So what they can do over here is to push secondary time to this 450 for a micro clear out over here. And basically what they're going to do, they're going to retest probably the 450 breakout, trap a little bit more longs, dump over here their shelf, and then looking for this wash. We have to see these over here, these bigs, to be clear out, right? So they have to be exhausted. Once they're exhausted, it flushes. $426. This time another time breakdown. So my target is at 4, right? Staying in for that 4. Another one over here.
Yeah.
Far still from there, you see.
Mhm.
Slowly, 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 they're diluting over here. If you zoom out, traders, you can see better the previous support, which is this 4. You can see we had a nice demand over here, nice demand over here. Still making lower highs, still some big sellers in, holding this trade short. No reason for me to cover anything over here. No reason. Robert basically tells you the fast washes. Okay, over here they simply clear out all the entire book, and they simply dump. In this case, where you see these green dots, they simply clear out this this support over here, this 450. And the same thing when they have over here a huge surge in the volume for the break of the 465 resistance. In that case, you have a clear out. So sweep indicator comes and tells you that we have an increase of volume, removing all the liquidity over here that they have, and it's like pushing strong. It's a good tool. It's a good tool.
Just a couple notes on the sweeps. I mean, these are just incredible. I mean, 127,000 followed up, a few minutes later with 92 or 91,000. I mean, they're just huge. And what it's showing is, I believe you have the setting on in
Automatic.
0.01 seconds. Let go if you can go to the settings. Yeah, 0.01 seconds. Show how much traded, and it's amazing that much traded within that small of a time frame.
Yeah. It's true. It's true.
So it's got to be. I mean, typically it relates to stop runs. The book sweep is a stop run, or someone exiting. A lot of times they could be entering, but why would they move it against them? With that amount of size. So likely exiting.
A beautiful tape, this. We can see a lot of patterns today, Bruce, on this one. We saw some longs. We saw the consolidation, some longs. We saw the parabolic. We saw I would say, oh, look now, you see, you just jump in. For me, reason to cover partial over here. First partial that I took. Okay, so look how beautiful it is when we saw this order over here on the S430. And then right away over here, you can see some sweep came down from the 425 to the 416, and nice little wash. We're waiting for this fourth though.
Beautiful trading, Joseph. You certainly know your stocks.
So some trader was asking about Tesla, and I'm not in a position on Tesla anymore, traders. I'm waiting. I would say my morning on this from up here, cover the big partial, cover over here the rest. And over here I took like a small stop and a small win. Nothing anymore for me for now on Tesla. We'll probably watch in the afternoon. And then we had HSDT, pardon. HSDT. So why I shorted this? Okay. Morning push, fluff news. I think this is the most interesting stock for the day. The reason why I shorted is over here. This and this. We are in pre-market. This is one of those stocks that, 9:15 gets up on the news. They do it on purpose because they know they don't have a lot of liquidity to maintain this up. They're trying just like to get in the scanner 50 minutes before the open, so maybe they hope that somebody cannot dig into the filing where are extremely bad. So think about how they're smart, right? And what they're doing over here, they try to push it. So I believe that over here, even the big hands of the company, they maybe buy some dips, make it prop with some algos. But over here, what is clear that they exhaust into this 285, and I didn't short over here. I started to short this area over here. And when I saw this, so this is a soak just into high liquidity level at 280. You can see over here, price goes up, gets to this red level, comes back down. I know they're done. They don't have over here any more possibility, okay, to push this back up. And look, its spike is sold. When we had the 920 over here, 918, sorry, 918. We have the crack of the VWAP, boom. Just before the open, we push the VWAP crack. Over here, we push the VWAP. You can see, again, a push into the high liquidity, 250. In this moment, this was pumped. So we have a first part over here that you don't see a lot of sellers. When we touch the VWAP, traders know it's time to sell, to short. Boom, they short. And then again, secondary push. We're looking at this trend line break, dump. And then again, push in this liquidity. Again, that 250, see exhaustion. Boom, sellers in control. And again, they push back up again. So it's always sideways, right? That's the reason why if you short over here, these heat maps in a sideways action, you have to be ready to consider scalping it, which I don't really like. I prefer to start my position over here pretty high, and then I can add on these pops, being always careful. I will not lower too much my size. And then at a certain moment, I start seeing 1, 2, 3, 4 big sell orders over here above the actual price. So I shorted up here to 70s. I added on these pops over here. Now I'm holding for 190 and lower. This is one of the biggest trade I took today. I didn't have time to cover. I shared today in the room this, but I like this a lot. One thing that I wanted to show you is this morning on TNXP, I posted this, and this, I believe, Bruce will find it also very interesting. So you can go and check what I posted, what was my plan, but I will explain over here. So this is TNXP in the morning. 7 o'clock comes the news, right? Yeah, good work on ACT. And you can see that first part over here basically doesn't have a lot of volume. And then volume comes over here, right? So look at these blueprints. Okay, so buyers over here. And then look, just a sweep over here. Boom, stuffed. On this area, I shorted. So I shorted with this risk, I covered, and over here I trail out everything. Why? You can see two main different zones. You can see this zone over here with a square red, okay? You can see over here the red square. And then over here, I put this green square. So we have a moment where sellers are in control. Let's zoom out. And is this over here? You can see all this magenta. And then a zone where buyers are in control, where you see all this blue. So that is really for me a shift between supply, demand. Then over here, we know what happened. We saw a big clear out, demand in control, parabolic move, supply now in control. But we're still above the pre-market high. So it's not for me an A+ setup for a short. I'm okay holding the short, but it's I'm still waiting for adding size. Well, let's continue to watch traders. NXP. Nice rejection on TNXP. Nice rejection. Looking traders for 4 over here in TNXP, right? And like when I see they stalling, this high liquidity around 436. Breakdown and coming off this level at 415. Go back this time. There we are. Jalen's coming over here. Perfect. Putting my covers into the 4s. We're getting there, traders. We're getting there. Patient because this is so slow. It's really so slow. And it's not an easy fader, but they're simply holding each dip. Okay, TNXP 1 minute J lines. So taking a good chunk of covers over here. We're near this demand zone, so we can expect some bounce over here. Pre-market high, remembers over here is 370. All right, traders. So last few minutes, if you have any questions, you can write over here on YouTube, or you can just write in the Discord room. So the stock we traded today and covered were Tesla. We traded also HCDT, but I didn't. Yeah, we covered partial also over here. This is now a nice big supply area between 220 and 250. Sellers are in control. We covered TNXP long and short. So we spoke about the sweep indicator. We spoke about the washes, stops, the bounces. We spoke about the levels, supply and demand. I think we went over some good few concepts.
Yeah, great trading today. You nailed all of them, Joseph.
Thank you, Bruce. It was a good market. Generally, when we have the streaming around 10:30, maybe sometimes we have like some big caps, but not often we have like these great Wednesday. Today was really, really good.
Yeah, just a note to everybody, for next week. There's going to be just breaking the news now. So we're doing a special webinar series. It'll be a crypto webinar series. So Joseph trades crypto as well. So he will be presenting next Wednesday on how he trades crypto. And if you guys haven't checked out that new liquidation indicator, you should have gotten an email for it, or I can put the link here into YouTube as well. You guys can take a look at that. And if you like this video, please give us a thumbs up there. This is the kind of exactly the kind of quality education we strive for here at Bookmap, and we're very lucky to have a trader like Joseph here, as he expertly goes through these markets here, as you guys can see today very clearly. So yeah, thank you very much, Joseph.
Thank you, Bruce. Okay, traders. So I think we covered the majority of the things over here. Again, if you have any questions, just write to us. We'll come back to you as soon as we can. As Bruce said, next week on Wednesday, we're going to have a new webinar together on crypto. So I'm going to prepare like some good stuff. And also thank you for being over here every single time. Again, Bruce is doing a great job. Bookmap, this is, we say, free educational that you receive. So props to Bruce for organizing this and his team. Again, traders, thank you very much. See you next week. Take care and safe trading. Bye-bye.
All right. Thank you, Joseph. Bye-bye.